Hey everyone, it's Andres, and welcome to another reaction episode. But this is a unique reaction episode in that I'm reacting to an anime film that has nothing to do with California or politics or any economic stuff that I usually cover in my program or even tech. So it's a unique one. That's why Locals is seeing this first. And for those of you that don't know about my locals, I recommend you go check it out. It's a community where I put up videos like this and other unique content and podcasts that just don't make it to the main show. For those of you on Rumble, there's the red button either down here or up here to my left. Click it and it'll take you to my landing page. For everybody else, you can check the video description or the pinned comment on this post anywhere else that you're watching. So, A Silent Voice is an anime that I recently discovered. And when I was the wife wanted to watch romantic stories, and we're binging on certain romantic comedy films in the anime genre. So Your Name, of course, being among them. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I'm really big on science fiction and time travel when it's done right. And I have my issues with the Girl Who Leapt Through Time, but I highly enjoy it anyway. It's the premise anyway. So we saw a ton of them, and I kept going through the roster of anime films to just check out, and very few lists have A Silent Voice on the list. So I'm like, you know what? I saw the trailer and like, oh, this looks interesting, and I decided to give it a chance. So I watched it with the wife. It was not the film we thought we were going to watch. It's not a genre shift. I can tell you, it's a film that I'm so glad I saw. And I think I was more um, overwhelmed by what I just saw that I couldn't react to it uh, as I watched it. It hit me even harder as I kept processing it. Because it's a very personal film to me. For those of you that know me best, will know what I'm referring to. So that should tell you that I have seen the film. So this is not a reaction to the first time I ever seen this film. But after I watched the film, the first thing I did was go check out other reaction videos if they existed on this, and of course they do. And there's a ton of channels that I have checked out that have checked out this film, and one scene in particular. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be highlighting 3 moments in this film that is the reason why you're watching. So I will give context to the scenes to set them up, because I'm not going to watch the entire film to record for all of you, unfortunately. But I do want to give context, and a couple of contexts is like this. The American dub version, which is not the one I'm showing here, but the American dub version they do it well. When it comes to the Japanese original version, there's like 2 or 3 different subtitles out there. The official subtitles, even to the Blu-ray that I have, are wrong. In one pivotal scene, the it the subtitles they I don't know what they were thinking. It's like that's not what the character is saying. But if you switch the audio to English dub, the character says it correctly. So I thought I was kind of losing my mind, because like, no, there's something wrong here. I even took Google Translator and put it over to the speaker to hear it. It's like, no, the subtitles are definitely wrong. So that's one thing about anime, that every now and then even the official subtitles can get it screwed up. On another thing about the subtitles, that you might find the proper subtitles that also do it wrong for one of the characters. One of the characters is deaf. And one of the things about being deaf is not being able to phonetically or properly enunciate the words. So, in the interactions of characters, the fact that the deaf character is sometimes trying to speak without signing what she is saying, some of the characters are misinterpreting what she is saying because she's not signing, and she's not really repeating herself when she's trying to say it, because she doesn't know if and what she said wrong. But some subtitles, they just spell it out for you exactly what she said. So it kind of draws away from that moment, because you're like, why is the other character confused about what she's saying? See, so I caution you on what you're looking for in A Silent Voice. As for me, this version that I'm going to be reacting to is the proper subtitles. So I'm watching the Japanese original with the subtitles that properly enunciate or phonetically read how the deaf character is enunciating, which in all of its confusion at times. and also the proper exchange between the two primary characters in one of the most pivotal scenes in the story. So I'm going to be highlighting 3 scenes from here from a silent voice and giving context to them. But I'm going to play the opening for you to get the gist of what actually this is. There's our main character.
今までお世話になりました。
全部で3万くらいっすね。
全部下ろします。
Okay, so that's the intro to this, and I watched it with my wife, and I saw him rip the calendar. I saw the odd way that he ripped it. So as soon as we get the highlight of the calendar, I'm like, crap. So when it got to that point, my wife's like, huh? What's he doing? Yeah. But then he gets distracted from about to carry out what he's going to do.
あら、しょうこちゃん、こんにちは。
西宮！覚えてる。俺、小6の時の石田翔也なんだけど。え？西宮？待って！西宮！あれ？西宮！いや。これ、私に来た。忘れ物。手話どうしてって覚えた。てかこれあんまし見たくないかもだけど。さ、俺と西宮友達になれるかな。何言ってんの俺って言ってたんだろ、小学生の時。やっと意味わかった。泣かないでよ。泣かないでよ、西宮。僕と友達になってくれませんか？
So I'm skipping over to a scene where he right here we saw Ishida trying to make amends for his past. He didn't apologize. He hasn't brought himself to apologize yet, but he's trying to make up for all the lost time. and in the process try to connect Nishimiya with the relationship she was deprived from in school because of how he sees it. It was his bullying of all sorts. And right here, as one of these frames, you will see an individual with an X. This has a lot to do with Ishida having shut himself down. I skipped the scene where he covers his ears because he just doesn't want to hear other people. He can't see other people. He's socially awkward. He can't fit in himself. So in a way, he finds that he relates to Nishimiya, and that's why he asked, "Isn't that what she was trying to ask me when we were kids, younger in elementary school?" And he just pushed her away, mistreated her, always insulted her, threw dirt at her, tripped her up. He did a bunch of horrible things. But it's that sin that he carries, that guilt for why he feels he couldn't forgive himself. But he's trying to be on a road of redemption by rekindling or just having that relationship with Nishimiya and trying to pair her up back with the friends that she should have had he done the right thing. But all on the way, Nishimiya gets mistreated. A lot of different things happen, but that doesn't deter. And as you can see, he still sees the exes because he can't look at people in the face, even people that he grew up with. But I'm getting over to a particular scene now that sets up where he's hanging out a ton with Nishimiya. The mom that blamed Ishida for having to transfer schools and the bullying of Nishimiya hated Ishida, warmed up to him eventually because he's been hanging around a lot with her daughters, Nishimiya and the younger sister. I think that's her name, Yuzuru. So they're out here watching fireworks all together because he's just spending a lot more time with her. And yeah, that's cool.
あ、俺焼きそば買ってくる。ついてきてよ。
と、あ、この間家に呼んでくれてありがとう。おばさん、あ、うん、喜んでたかな。基本無表情だったけど。
Yeah, they were baking a cake for her
の
mom's
誕
birthday.
生日はいつ ?6 月7日。もう過ぎてるじゃん。そっか。もう西宮は18歳なんだな。来年はちゃんと一緒にお祝いしような。あ、一緒にって言っちゃった。
She's really, really sweet. We feel a lot for her. She's wearing a hearing aid there.
そっか。なるほどな。そっか。どうしたの？え？花火まだ終わってないのに。勉強。そっか。あ、俺送るよ。でも。そっか。じゃあまたな。
I'll explain this a little later because I didn't translate that part, but I'll explain. But I just think it's really cute. She's a character that is portrayed so innocently, so misunderstood, so mistreated, and you want to root for her. It's just so awful how so many people treat her, and he's trying to do right, and he carries that guilt with him.
お邪魔します。暗。西宮、入るぞ。あったあった。充電はあるか？こっから花火見える。西宮いるじゃん。西宮西宮ちょっと待って。何してんの？西宮西宮
Can't hear him.
西宮
I want to give some quick comments here because first off, every time they parted ways, and as you saw Ishida there says, "See you later," they would always do that. Every time they would part ways, "See you later." She didn't do this back to him. She said goodbye or sayonara. That was a telltale sign. And I have seen multiple reaction videos because when I saw this for the first time and I was reading as a romantic comedy, I had a feeling of what was about to happen. My wife wasn't catching on it, so when she saw Nishimiya starting to get up on the balcony, that's when she like gasped. Of all the reaction videos, only one knew exactly what was going on as soon as she said she had to go study and was saying goodbye. If I find the video again, I'll leave a description down. But I'll leave a link in the description down below because this dude was right on. He was saying, "Dude, no, don't let her go alone. Don't let her go alone." And that's what I mean. Every time I think a lot of you particularly watch this because just of the shock factor that happens here, especially to such an endearing character throughout it. Yeah, it's animation, whatever, but the point is that it's driving home true human emotion. And this particular scene is the one that pulls the rug underneath a lot of people. I would say 90% of people just pulls it off from underneath them, and they're just stunned at what just transpired. So those are the comments that I wanted to make. If you saw the telltale signs, you would know, and if you didn't, that's why this movie is powerful. And I'll highlight more of this after I finish the next two clips that I'm going to watch. But let's finish this scene.
なんで西宮西宮作も神様どうかもう一振り俺に力をくださいもう嫌なことから逃げたりしません明日からみんなの顔をちゃんと見ます明日からみんなの声もちゃんと聞きます明日からちゃんとするからあの時つけた傷俺ちゃんと謝ったっけごめんな西宮まだ怒ってるしまったな西宮に俺のことどう思ってるのか聞いとけばよかったちなみに西宮俺はさ
お姉ちゃんがパンケーキ焼いてくれそうよ。マリア花火見るよ。
冷たあったかい
It doesn't matter how many times I've seen this clip. I only seen the movie once, through and through, but through all the reaction videos, it's always an emotional moment. And in a way, it subverts expectation. He saves her. He falls to the shock of everyone, but he survives. So we get to that was one. This is the second of the beautiful moments. This one, she has a dream every Tuesday, this is what has to do with that koi fish stuff. She's always feeding the koi fish bread. That's why Ishida would buy a baguette bread to meet up with her and be able to feed the koi fish, and they would do that on a Tuesday. So this has to do with a Tuesday. Tuesday's almost over, so she runs to the spot where they usually feed the koi fish. He's not there. He's in a coma. He finally wakes up from the coma.
Behaviour. 我都在。
Where's the hospital staff? You can excuse it for the moment.
大丈夫。うん。よかった。無事で。西宮、俺、もう元気だよ。大体は。そんな顔しないでよ、西宮。
A lot of people were blaming her for what happened to him.
西宮さん、ごめんなさい。昔のこと、ちゃんと謝ってなかったから。あと、その後のこととかも、いっぱい。俺さ、多分君のこと、都合よく解釈してた。もっと話がしたかったんだ。君と。多分それだけ。なのに俺は君を傷つけて、結果最悪な選択させちゃって。
私が変わらなかったから、あなたが落ちた。全部私の。
It's all my fault.
私がひどくなればいいって。ごめんなさい。
泣かないでよ、西宮。ねえ、西宮。俺、さっきまで君と話してた。夢の中で 諦めようと思ってたみたい。いろいろ。でも違った。俺もずっと西宮と同じこと考えてたけど、それでもやっぱり死に値することじゃないと思ったよ。みんなにもちゃんと謝りたい。あのさ、西宮、俺君に生きるのを手伝ってほしい。西宮、あれキモいことやっちゃったな。やばい。ごめんね。忘れて、西宮。今の忘れて。
Okay. um so this is the scene that has those issues with the subtitles. If you see the official subtitles of the Japanese version, this one you have like on Prime, Amazon Prime, for example, even the official Blu-ray of a silent voice. If you watch this scene, and Ishida is telling her, per the official ones, he says, "I want to help you live." When I first saw that, I'm like, that it didn't have the emotional impact, and I thought I was wrong. And sure enough, it was, because that's not what he said. He says, "I want you to help me live." That is so powerful, and it changes the whole scene together. But if you do watch it in the English dub, it's correct. Ishida does tell Nishimiya, "I want you to help me live." So I don't know what the heck happened there with the subtitles. It really draws away and removes the impact of the scene. And as we're going to see this last scene, and it is the final scene of the film, it's some people have draw conclusions that some of them do feel let down, but I'll tell you why that isn't, because Tenek already explained it to you.
ありがとう、河合さん。あと、ごめん。真柴君も。
いや、君はすごいよ。
うわ、
This is the
友
girl,
情ごっこかよ。
because she has,
なんでなおちゃん
it's
はそん
implied.
な言い方する
The
の？
manga says it. She has a crush on Ishida.
やんのか？
So
ちょっと二人と
she
も。
really does blame Nishimiya for a lot of the problems.
ごめんね、石田くん。石田くんが大変だったっていうのに、まるで変わってない。
そんな、俺だって。
そんな深刻な話してねえよ。また謝った。ま、それがあんたか。バーカ。ああ、もう知らん。唐揚げ食べに行こうっと。逃げた。照れたんだよ。
あのさ、みんなにお願いがあるんだけど、いいかな。みんなで一緒に文化祭見て回りたい。
Is big for him because he's so socially awkward. You see people with exes, he can't bring himself to see the rest of the world. And just to go back to school was tough for him. But Nishimiya held his hand and said, "We'll do this together."
やばい、めっちゃ美味しい。次、タイムラインは？
よく学校来れるよ。ちょ、B組の店走れよ。行く行く。
He's opening himself to the world so he could hear. And Tears of joy. Alrighty. Well, so yeah, that's the those are the main scenes that people tuning into the reaction videos want to see reactions to. I did have a similar moment to that in seeing the beauty in this world. I, like him, had struggled with depression, and that was after actually my suicide attempt. So it wasn't like I was dealing with depression before I attempted. I dealt with depression afterwards because I just felt like a waste of resources. I didn't ask to live. I didn't have purpose for life and all that. And that's before I started, doing things that I wish I could take back. But that's just the mindset and frame of mind that I came from. My mind was always in a dark place, and just in my case, what took me out of all that was Jesus Christ. So he saved me from myself and showed me the way. And this film is so powerful, so important. I think it's not only should be watched and studied in schools. I think every parent should watch this. That's why I went to go watch reaction videos, because I wanted to see how people were reacting to the visual cues. They were all there, and people didn't pick up on it. That's why the most shocking moment is always when Nishimiya is going to attempt suicide. Not just that Ishida tried at the beginning of the film, but then even to Ishida's horror, he didn't catch on to that. And she was trying to off herself because she felt bad as to how Ishida was treated. Just blaming herself for something that was not her fault. And it's just the contrast of it all is just it's an incredibly well told story. And for those that feel that, well, this it's not the romantic film that we're looking to. It's like, oh, it's more of a guy falling in love with himself. Someone that's starting to see value in himself, see value in life, and the friends and the family along the way. Absolutely, absolutely. But it is her. She's the one that couldn't listen. Is the one that helped him to hear. So it's a beautiful, beautiful story, and even in the manga, it's implied that they end up together. So I'm gonna be leaving you with just a visual here at the end of this video that I found. I don't know if it's fan art or something, but I just think it's absolutely adorable. But to me, there's no doubt he depends on her, she depends on him. They need one another, and that tells me everything about the relationship, especially when he tells her, I want you to help me to live. I just think that says it all. It's just absolutely beautiful. So anyway, that's my reaction to all this. Like I said, I've seen the film before. Yes, I teared up watching the film, and I'll even though I only watched it in clips, it's still an emotional experience. And when I do sit down to watch this again, because I'm going to watch it again when I have time to just see it all the way through, it's a pretty lengthy film. It's over 2 hours. I will have the tissue next to me because I'm going to bawl my eyes out. I know that for a fact, and I have no shame in admitting it, because it's an absolutely powerful film. And like I said, it's something that I relate to a lot. So when my sister watched it, it's like, I see why you like this film so much. It's you. It's pretty much me. But yeah, I recommend everybody watch it. So if you're on Locals, check it out. I actually do have the film for you in its proper translation. So by all means, check that out while it's still there for a limited time. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the program. I'll see you on the next one.